What's up, everybody? It is Friday finally, and the SPY is up just about a point. Not too much going on today. I got probably 4 stocks that I'm really paying attention to. My 2 big players are going to be down gappers. I got GameStop here. You see it's breaking underneath all of this support in the past, and now we're sticking below 20. Just had a big down move for the past few years, really. So I'm gonna be trying to take this one short underneath this candle here, down by 70. It looks like we're kind of moving towards it again now. Plus, you can see the volume here in the pre-market's been picking up now. So we'll see what that causes at the open. And then I was also looking at Alta. Alta had bad earnings, or actually, Alta had the good earnings, but it got downgraded. So, adding to the already awful downtrend for the past few months, now we're seeing a serious gap down to 215. Already pretty much skipping this whole gap here. What was that again? 7-8 point gap. So the next spot here is going to be just about the middle of 214. So I'll be looking again to take this one short underneath. It's been kind of consolidating around this 215 area, 215.50. So depending on what we do here in the next couple of minutes, we'll just have to see what happens. For the long side, I'm looking at SPLK. Another good earnings, kind of around. This is the stock where it's pretty much gapping into a bunch of resistance. You can see it pulled back here pretty hard. Still pulled back here pretty hard, pulled back here pretty hard, and then ended up breaking out up here recently, but then again pulled back pretty hard, and now we're gapping right up into this area again. So I'm not too sure what's gonna happen with that. It is still still making new pre-market highs here, so pretty strong going into the open, but not too sure how it's gonna act at the open. I'm wondering if it's going to pull back again, but should probably stay away and watch it. I know I want to take the path of least resistance, so if there's any resistance at all, it's probably just best to avoid it. I'm also looking at Marvel here. Nothing really going on now. Another good earnings. Again, it's fallen back to the resistance where it was originally in the past, here and here. Probably not going to touch this one. And then I also have ADSK. Not doing too much pre-market again, but it is at an all-time high, getting up there but kind of pulling back now. Another one I'll just have to watch and see what it does at the open, but main play today is going to be GameStop. And that looks like it's kind of moving up again. Main player is actually probably going to be Alta if it sticks with the setup, but go over my sheet here. I need to know when I am getting out before I am getting in. I need to place better stop losses on my wall trades. I should have mental stops on the 5-minute chart rather than the 1-minute chart. 3 cents is all that it takes to make the difference between an amateur and professional. Make sure I'm paying attention to action around the VWAP for stocks in play. I need to start researching and focusing on strategies around the VWAP. My best trades are right immediately. If it's not immediately in my favor, do I really want to let the stock run $30 against me? Because I know from my stats and data that if a stock runs $30 against me, 9 times out of 10 it's not a winner. So do I really even want to waste my time anymore? Make sure I am taking my profits. After I've entered the trade, it becomes 85% psychology. All the technical stuff is over with. I'm in the trade, and now I gotta focus on when I am exiting the trade. When am I gonna take my profits? When am I gonna take a loss? Make sure I'm paying attention to the 5-minute chart more. Take A+ setups only. Fix your mistakes, and you make money. Always take the path of least resistance. Gaps should look like gap and go gaps to even take a gap trade for me. Make sure I'm paying attention to the last earnings and the daily wick and 50% moves. I actually noticed one. It might be on GameStop here. Nope, I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it'll come up again though later. But there was one stock that I noticed that I know that if a stock makes a huge move like this, like say this candle was solid, I know that 50% of that move is a resistance point, and on one of the stocks that I was looking at pre-market, it 2 days in a row got to that 50% level and bounced off of it pretty hard twice. So just something to pay attention to. But market's opening up here in a second. Looks like Alta's already at a new low. We are open. Alta's moving. Definitely leaving without me. Look at that move. Wow. And there goes GameStop too. GameStop's dropping pretty hard. Alta pulling back. If I was gonna take this trade, I would have wanted to take it under 50, because now that it's over here, there's not really a good risk reward setup for me, so I just don't want to be a part of that. Wow. Well, all the up gappers are moving up, and all the down gappers are moving down. Nothing's really making a pullback at the open for me to find a good spot to get in. Alright, well, I am not going to be trading this morning. It looks like no gap trades. Yep. Every stock I was looking at already made the move, so nothing really set up for me. So looking at it, you can see popped up to the 10, made it down to the 70, so that's about 40 cents. Definitely got my 40 cents and then some. Wow. GameStop is moving. Alright, well, I'll turn it back on later in the day. Alright, I'm going to be done for the day. Really nothing else really going on, so just gonna walk away. No trades, no nothing. We'll go over the stocks that I was looking at one point. I was looking at GME at the open. I like the way it was setting up here. The thing that bothered me, I think, was probably the wicks here, because the wicks made it a little bit of a tighter risk reward. I mean, instead of 20 cents where all the closing bars were, it would have been 40 cents. So I wasn't too comfortable taking, 125 shares. I mean, obviously the trade worked out really well here. It just kind of took off without me. It never really gave me even a quick second to even really think about it. And the second trade was Alta, made a nice move down at the open. Only reason I didn't take this one is because it started breaking down towards the making new pre-market lows right at basically 29 and 28 here. So I mean, it didn't really set up again for a nice risk reward setup, so ended up making a huge move down, a couple dollars, few dollars there, like $4, $4 move in the first minute here. I was looking at ADMS here. I believe it was a breakout under $20. We're just staring at it here, looking at the VWAP. I mean, it failed to close over the VWAP here, and it kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter, then ended up breaking down. I didn't take it, obviously, because the stock's up 44%. Kind of a guess you call it a big short squeeze on the daily here. Anybody that's long is looking to take their profits. Volume's kind of picking up here after this huge sell-off again, so wasn't really liking the setup or anything I was doing. I mean, the SPY was up, almost a point and a half at the time, so I just decided to ignore it, walk away. Trade that I didn't take again was this SPAC. I was looking at it, it made a nice little cup here, and then you got a handle going on. Looks really good on the 1 minute too. Got the cup and then the nice pullback in the handle. Didn't take it, didn't like the volume. You know, anything that's trading less than 10,000 shares in any given minute, or less than 50 on the 5 minutes, I'm not too interested about it. And then plus, I mean, I saw it break out here, then it didn't do anything really. No huge spike in volume, like that's nothing. And then later on we did get the big move here. I don't know how, because it's not even 10,000 shares and it just made that huge 40-cent move up. If I did take it, I would have risked about 30 cents. I would have gotten it, but it wasn't really what I was liking. So no A+ setups or nothing. Airlines is acting pretty crazy here. They were setting up for some top reversals, but if one stock is moving and making the reversal, then you're betting on that one stock. But if, you know, a whole industry is moving in one direction, you're basically betting on that industry to move down and reverse with you. So wasn't really what I was looking for. So it was my first week back from taking a week off here. Only took 2 trades, down 22. Move this thing. When don't make dumb mistakes, make money. You should want to make money, not just be right. Momo could have been a winner. Later on, it came back to 38 and broke up pretty hard. I think my mistake on this Momo trade was I made my stop loss a little too tight. I can probably go back and look at it actually. Let's see. I think it was at this 38 here. Yeah, this 38 over here. So yeah, I ended up getting in somewhere around here. I mean, it pulled back pretty hard and immediately came right back to the 38 level. Again, dropped off. What I probably should have done for this trade is based my stop loss probably on this 5 here, or at least this 5. Instead, I just made it a really tight 10 cents here. I mean, the stock got me out really quickly, and then same situation over here. Ended up only moving up 19 cents, so it wouldn't have hit my 1-to-1 RR, but same situation. You know, now I'm looking at it, you get this big wick up here, so I mean, it kind of rejected that level pretty quickly and hard. So I mean, even if it did break out of this, it would have to move up again up here. So maybe all in all, looking back on it, it's probably a trade I shouldn't have even messed with. But anytime I see these walls setting up, I definitely like it, and I want to see what it does around that area. So it took Momo, it took DSW. DSW was an interesting trade as well. I don't know if it'll go back that far. See, that was Tuesday, so that was all the way back here. I remember on the daily chart, this 1940 here was a huge resistance point, and I mean, it got up right to that 1940, and I took my profits at it. So it was this candle, it was this wick right here. Seeing that huge wick was going to be resistance, but at that point, I figured I could have squeezed just a little bit out of it and still make that good move, and it did. And it, of course, rejected that 40 area pretty hard again. And I reached that point, but trade worked out kind of the way I wanted it to, I guess. Ended up getting out with average of 25. I don't know, I took a couple partials on it, so my out's always a little skewed. So the weekly, 1 for 2, 50%. Just trying to get back into the groove of things here. I know things that I need to be working on the mistakes that I made were not taking my profits. Took my profits on the one trade. The volume needs to be better. Didn't take any trades that didn't have the volume I wanted. Stop loss placement, still made that same mistake. Read the tape cleaner for profit taking. Only took 2 trades, so I mean, I can't really do too much with that. Don't fight the market, don't force things. Definitely didn't force things since I only took 2 trades. So just gotta keep my eyes open, make sure I'm looking at some stuff. Got a lot of practicing to do over the weekend here. So definitely plenty to research, plenty to catch up on. Plenty of work to do. So thanks again for watching, and I will be back on Monday.